Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 5 of our career mode with West Ham United. Now don't panic, it's not your screen, it's not YouTube, that is in fact my Elgato going completely and utterly loopy, which is a great shame because it will spoil the content for the Queen's Park Rangers game, but we'll touch on that in just a moment because I'm bringing back something I did on my old channel. Yes, man of the match, and it's in a new presentation which I think is absolutely fantastic. Of course, game number 1, we beat Sunderland and Enner Valencia managed to grab that man of the match. It was actually a decent performance from Enner Valencia. He really did play fantastically, and that finish was cool, calm and composed, and you can see what I'm up against. My Elgato is going mentally bloody insane and destroying the content, which is absolutely, I've got to, it's gut-wrenching. It really is gut-wrenching. But I will show you the one highlight of the game because the game did finish 1-0. Who would it finish 1-0 to? Of course, it would finish 1-0 to us. Did you see the goal? What a fantastic goal. Contender for goal of the season, in my opinion. The final statistic read as, and you can still see my Elgato having a bit of a hissy fit. Absolutely a complete nightmare. I have managed to, well, I think I have managed to figure out why it was doing it and resolved it. So far, touch wood, we will see. But Kevin Nolan, for me personally, was fantastic. If you disagree, then you don't know what you're talking about because he played absolutely blindingly. I needed an old head. He was the old head. He done me a fantastic job. Now, of course, Songy says he's staying at Barca because he wants to prove a point and, you know, make a future for himself. Whoop-de-doo. I'm really disappointing on one hand. I really am, because I enjoyed having him at the Hammers, and I felt that he could have been a really, really big player for us. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, 100 grand a week? That's a lot of cheese. In some ways, it's not bad. Now, I am going to keep, as you would have seen, Chicharito and, of course, Charlie Austin on the actual transfer list, because they've got 11 months remaining on their contracts, and I'm pretty confident we get to January, they might only have the 6 months, and we can make a punt for either of them, or, do you know what? Both of them. It doesn't matter. You never know. We'll keep our cards open on that situation, just in case we do need to add to our front line. But I did decide that Yusuf Poulsen, I can't turn this boy down. He's 21 years old. He's 6'4". He's built like a brick house. Yes, I was going to say shit house, and I didn't, so I just said it then. But he's built like a brick shit house. He's got pace. He's got agility. He's got strength. He's got finishing. I would be absolutely ludicrous not to give him a punt, and of course my ego going the opposite way gets him off my books because I'm not going to really use my ego, if I'm honest. I don't particularly like him, so he's going to be off the books. We get more money back that way. So Huddleston is my looks of a replacement for Alexander Asong. You know, Huddleston's a good player. He's a very good player, technically good player. What does worry me about him is his stamina, but hopefully, you know, Diddy did recommend him to me, and Diddy, to be fair, Diddy's never done me wrong when it comes to player recommendations. As long as I can get Huddleston for the right amount of money, I will be quids in. And of course, Leipzig come back and says, yes, we'll take the money, offer a contract. So I'm going to be pretty gung-ho with the contract I actually offer. I'm going to stick him on a squad rotation. I'm going to give him a decent goal bonus. I'm also going to up his wages to compensate for not giving him a bigger squad role. Obviously, it's going to be the 4-year deal. Hopefully, that should be enough to suffice him, and he will come to the club. So, of course, we are going to go back to Hull City, and this is my absolute maximum. I will not pay a penny more than 4.25 million for Huddleston, and I still think that's a lot of money. I really want to try and keep myself 10 million for the January transfer window, so we'll just have to see how that all pans out. But Poulsen comes back and says, do you know what? I want a bigger role. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about having a greater input into the team, playing in, you know, more games, which is fantastic, which means he's not a bloody money whore, which means he wants to play for the club, which I love and adore. And you would have seen Hull come back and said £6.5 million for Huddleston. The answer to that question is no way. That's too much money, too much money. And we're going to have a quick look at the scouts. Obviously, you would have seen my first scout in Brazil. It was quick because they were crap. You would have seen the second scout in England. We will not talk about that. So, Australia, at this moment in time, is our only hope. And Joshua Mullin, at this moment in time, is our only hope. He's the best-looking player that we found with our scouts, which is guttering. I know how many good players there are in Brazil. How our scout hasn't found them, I do not know. But Poulsen does come back and says, do you know what? That is perfect for me. I'll take important player. I'll take 30 grand a week. I'll take a 4-year deal. We get my ego going the other way. It cost us £2 million, but that keeps us round about 10 mil. which is not too bad. We've still got room to manoeuvre, and bearing in mind the transfer window hasn't shut yet, so we've still got plenty of money to manoeuvre with. If we need to spend 3-4 million, we can, and still have plenty of money for the January transfer window, which is absolutely fantastic. That aside, we're going into game number 3 against Newcastle United at St James's Park. As you all know, we are 2 for 2. We beat Sunderland, we beat QPR. The question is, can we beat Newcastle? We're going to find out in the next couple of minutes. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, touch your Jaffa cakes, have your cup of tea, we shall. And we had kick-off, and as you can see, the boys are very cool, calm and composed. Something I want the boys to do a lot more is play beautiful, beautiful football. Calm, composed football. But Mbolo makes a bit of a schoolboy error there. You know, he's only 18 years old, tries to do too much, kept hold of the ball, loses possession. Thankfully, Cabela was just offside. If that had fired into the bottom corner, we could have been in a lot of problems. But from the resulting free kick, Reedy into Mbolo. But look at Mbolo, his confidence knocked. He cuts inside and it just opens up for him. He goes forward, holding off the centre midfielder, knocks into Noble. Noble plays the ball onto Joey O'Brien, who dinks a beautiful ball onto the forehead of the one and only Big Andy Carroll. And I am keeping my celebrations under control. I tell you what, inside I am literally bouncing off about 17 walls. But my God, what an absolute move. A beautiful dink ball in. Andy Carroll with a majestic header. Absolutely majestic. Krul comes flying out. He does clatter into Carroll. For me, that should be a booking because the ball has gone. So it's an after the ball challenge, but the referee didn't give him a booking for that. But what a great goal. A beautiful goal. And it was nice to see Mbolo with the confidence. He'd made the error that led to the free kick, yet he corrected it, played that beautiful ball into Noble. Noble played a beautiful ball into O'Brien. And O'Brien, with that absolute delicate chip, was astounding. But that aside, is it possible Adrian has just made save of the season? Is that possibly save of the season? What a save at a crucial point. But Newcastle kept coming at us. Some really poor play by Newcastle, to be fair, as Chambers clears the ball really quite easily, to be fair there. The ball was just too high. It really did sort of rile Newcastle that we had scored, but their distribution, their final ball was just absolutely awful. So obviously going in at half-time with a 1-0 lead was fantastic. We came out for the second half and Newcastle were visibly rattled. They really wanted to have a crack at us. Chiarte goes in a little bit late on the Newcastle player. I believe it was Cabela there. Goes in a little bit late. I did panic. I turned away, looked at my assistant manager, and he gave me the nod that it wasn't a penalty, but it was almightily close. Collins going up there with Jamal Lascelles does enough just to put him off as Lascelles knocks the ball over the bar, which was fantastic. And I decided to make a substitution because Downing had not been getting in the game, and I felt that we were getting a little bit overrun in midfield. So I decided to take Downing off, push Mbolo up, and then stick Leggett in a bit of a holding role and just, you know, keep ourselves cool, calm and collected. As you can see, we're defending really well there. You know, Chambers done a great job. His distribution was a little bit awful, but Valencia was there doing a good job. Good work rates from the boys. Really good work rates from the lads. Beautiful ball through into Andy Carroll. Mistake there from Mbiwa on his stronger foot, and unfortunately he doesn't put it round Krul, who is, to be fair, one of the best keepers in the Premier League. A beautiful ball swung in, but Collins does enough to control it. Lays it up for Adrian, who clears it out, and the referee does blow that final whistle to give us our third consecutive victory. Our third consecutive victory in the Premier League. 3 games down, 3 victories, 9 points on the board, and it has to be said, the man of the match against Newcastle, without a shadow of a doubt, was Adrian. That save in the first half. I'll tell you what, in weeks and months to come, we're going to look back at that, and that could be one of the biggest decisions in this career mode. And as you can see, my job is under threat, and I'm going to leave you with the league table.